You know what it is, the Front Left podcast, Front Left of All Conversations. Got myself, Taz, and I'm joined with
Donnell, Trick or Trey, or whatever you want to call me.
What's up for the Josh_LFTS, you get me? Today we're here with the smooth sounds. The smooth sounds, the angelic voice. Down with the smooth FM classics. We're here with Paisleigh. It's Paisleigh Bi in it?
Yeah.
Yes,
sir. Thanks, very right. Thanks.
Hey, I tried that with chest.
So yeah, introduce yourself, Paisleigh.
Yeah, Paisleigh Bi. Artist, been doing this from way back and all of that good stuff.
From way back. When's way back?
Is this Funky House days?
Yeah.
When Party Hard come out, you singing?
Listen, I've been doing this since I was like 14, you know?
Okay, that's a long time.
That is a long time.
That's a long time, man.
14 years.
That's more than, that's over 10 years, like 12.
That's
just
past
14 years.
14, oh, I thought you mean like 14 years of age.
Yeah,
that's
28.
still...
Oh, yeah, that is
The penny will drop.
Wow.
Yeah, before, what was it, Capital Culture days, isn't it?
Capsule culture?
It's 12 years ago.
2008.
Threw me off there. That's like what's going on here.
Capital Culture was 2008.
Okay.
It was
2006. I started.
Okay, so I want to just jump into it. You said 14, you started singing. Did you used to sing like at home? Did someone push you to start singing? How did it become a thing?
It was at the Anti-Walker Festival, you know, like obviously, like I always sang and stuff, but they had like, you know, the way they used to do those little workshops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I did like the music thing and we had to write a song and I just thought nothing of it, do you know what I mean? So whatever, yay. And then there was a basketball match and then half time came, some beatboxer just came out in the middle and my name was getting called over the speakers and I was like, huh? What's going on? And then like I got to the middle of like the court.
They really put you on the spot?
Literally, they passed me my piece of paper that I wrote and they were like, just tell them what kind of tempo you want and here's the mic. And I was like, oh, yeah.
What?
Threw me in at the deep end.
That's a bit mad.
Like on court and they would just like go and start singing.
Like, yeah, just like in the middle of half time, just, yeah.
Had you ever
Do you wanna
performed
sing
beforehand?
No. I was shaking. It was.
What stage?
I don't know if I could have done it, to be fair. I remember I did Stars in Your Eyes in our school. This is like...
Do you remember them kind of stuff? Like,
Also Stars in the Eyes, you know.
When was I here singing ABC? My only ABC. Hey. 1, 2, 3. Hey, that's all I knew. Man clapped it off.
My song. So wait, you did the whole song? You did the whole song, but you only knew those lyrics?
My mom was like, that is my song. I was like, yes.
I've just got visions of you for like 3 minutes long.
It was the most embarrassing thing. It was the most embarrassing thing of my life. Like, but back then, you have confidence to do anything.
Yeah.
And then when you do it, you're like, oh.
Nah, I actually bricked it. I thought I was gonna literally faint on the spot. I can't even lie.
I'm thinking
but
about
then
it
the
now,
beatboxer just started, and you know, it was just like put me on the spot. Everyone's watching, all my mates are there, and I'm like, oh, like if I freeze up, I'm not gonna hear the end of this. Do you know what I mean? So I started, and then at the end of it, everyone was like, I didn't know you could actually sing, and I was like.
How long was you performing for? Because half times like what?
No, they had other people performing, but they just like I do not know why. Right, my name just gets called from this workshop because they just brought out people from the workshop. I had no clue what I was signing up for. I was just there at the festival, saw there was a music workshop, and was like, oh yeah, didn't really listen clearly, and then yeah, it was just stress.
So. Did you sing in the workshop itself?
Nah.
Also,
I just wrote a song. Like that's what deep. Like imagine I couldn't sing. He was asking me to perform a song. Imagine that.
So they didn't even have like an inkling to whether you could sing.
Nope.
That's so funny. Imagine if you had a dead voice. I
know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I just think because it was like a kids kind of thing.
Yeah.
They would have just been like, oh yeah, that was really good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but like, I had no clue they was gonna do it. Just midnight, like imagine I thought I was in trouble or something. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm just there chilling with my friends, and next thing I was like, "Can Paisleigh Bi please come to the centre of the court, please?" And I'm just like, "For what?"
For what?
But to be honest, it shows that like maybe you had it in you that you were a performer from young because you went to the court. Do you know what I mean? Even though you were scared and whatnot.
Nah, because I was a goody two shoes. Like I've always been like a goody two shoes, like in that sense. So like if I was called out, like I'd always just be like, what? Like what's up?
Yeah, but you could be called out and then still flap it. Do you know what I mean? Some people might be too scared. Or...
Nah, I have flapped it. I remember when I was like, I think I was like year 5 or something, and I had a guitar solo, and I just completely just did not want to play it.
So you play instruments too?
Like I used to. I don't even know if I could. I could probably play like the equivalent of chopsticks on a guitar. I don't know what that song is, but it's something. Yeah, I didn't want to play it because I'm not like confident on instruments like that. And they were like, no, you have to play it. Nobody else can play that part. And I was like, I could play it in practice, but like in front of mums and dads, nah. Sorry. And then when we got to the performance bit, there was like a spotlight on me, and I was just there with my guitar like. I was like in my head, I was like, just fucking move, like, and I just couldn't do nothing. And I was just like,
just frozen.
Yeah.
That is wild. So when you were younger, then, so obviously you've done the workshop, you've been performing and stuff. Was there something inside you that thought, you know, I want to do this like longer term?
I've just always been like quite a creative. Like my mum does art and stuff. She loves music. My dad loves music. He does a bit of art and stuff. So I've always been surrounded by art and creativity and stuff like that. So it's just one of them things. So
it's just something that you kind of had like the influence over, influenced by, and then you thought, I'm just gonna...
Well, like when I was in nursery, I remember like my mum told me she's still got like the report card thing from it, and it was like I got sent. They called up my mum in nursery because they wanted her to come pick me up because I was dancing like pure whining up my waist and stuff in nursery at the school disco. My mum was like, it's because when you was younger, like when I used to clean the house, like I'd just literally put you in front of like MTV, like, and it would just be like Shabba Ranks videos and stuff like that. She was like, so like obviously you dance like that, like around the house and stuff, and I just wouldn't think nothing of it because the music videos we'd watch. But then like when the school called her, she was like, then I kind of was just like, maybe, just maybe. That wasn't the best move, but yeah, like just I've always been around music.
So you there like age 4, just like
carnival. Yes.
Oh, that is mad. So obviously, like you're saying, you've had the influence from when you've been in nursery and you've done it in like how old are you when you did that performance? 14. So what was the next stage from then?
I was doing like
go on.
Bits and bobs. Like I did like the Merseyside Youth Association and stuff like that, because they had like free studio at the time and like the Methodist and all that. Like I was doing bits like that.
Is that still running?
I don't know. I'm not sure. You know.
The Methodist.
I'm not sure if the Methodist is. I know Merseyside. I'm not sure if the studio bit's running, but I know they've still got stuff running from there. But I used to go there. I did work experience there, and then I joined like a musical theatre kind of thing, but they did like hip hop R&B kind of musicals. Like we had to write them from scratch, like all of us together kind of thing, and like Kof and stuff was in them.
Yeah.
And then
So your musical journey then, it kind of, well, it seems like you were just like going with the flow kind of thing.
Well, really... like I didn't really have much direction when I was younger because I didn't know how to kind of pursue it as such. Like I knew I should be making music, writing music, and I was doing that, but it was like I didn't know how to get my music. There was no. It was a different time in it, so it was like everything was CDs and like you had to send out demos.
Oh shit!
And
What CDs
like,
then?
It wasn't like I could just upload it to Spotify or iTunes, and like if somebody was like, I can get your music on iTunes, it was like the biggest thing.
Yeah,
like,
back then it was.
It was like so big. So it was just like I didn't know which way to go about it, so I just thought, well, anything I can, I'll just do that.
Yeah, because it was the times of when you'd make music and you'd have to make it on a CD and put your tracks on a CD and go somewhere.
When SoundCloud first came out, I was like, this is brilliant. Like,
I
come from the days of MySpace music.
Yeah, no, that's all of us as well.
Uploading your own tracks and then
onto MySpace. And we was the early era of YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the beginning stages of like when YouTube first come about. And then some of the stuff we put on was on YouTube. And then I remember when SoundCloud come out as well. And that was before like all this ad spend, or you could upload as many shit as you want, and it was just
Literally.
crazy. Yeah.
Even with COVID, you know, like I've had like my baby cousins and stuff around, and we've been trying to teach them and whatever, and like they're like 10, 11. I'm asking them to do research, and they're like, "This is so hard," and I was like, "No, you can literally do this research from your phone. Like you've got laptops and tablets here, and you are telling me this is hard." Do you know what I used to have to do? If I need to get information, I used to have to go down to a library, get a thing called a book. Yeah.
That's a bit mad, you know.
Use a photocopier. Do you even know how to use a photocopier? Do you even know what a photocopier is?
I don't even remember how I used to get information. I think for me, I'm not good. I think
you used to have to photocopy it and then cut it out and then stick it down in scrapbooks and stuff like
I
that.
don't know. In my head, I
projects.
think for me, a computer's always been there. Man always had like, I would say like from an age where 1998, man had AOL dial-up from what they... So
connection.
yeah, so before there was Google, it was always AOL.
Yeah.
Everything I did was on AOL. So I'm trying to think, did I used to do
I
that?
don't know though, but like, even
Nah,
when you were younger, like I remember you'd still have a computer and whatnot, but you wouldn't always be able to use the internet. 'Cause
Yeah,
So-
but
if your
because
phone line was
I swear the internet's
connected.
not even that old.
no, the internet's old. I had the internet early 1999.
Yeah,
AOL
Yeah,
dial-up
but I'm
was
saying
a
like
thing.
I was born in
Check it.
91, so like
I swear the internet's like, what, 27, 28 years old, I think.
Maybe. Are you checking
Is he
now?
checking
I'm
it now?
checking now.
Yeah, but I do remember the days where you'd have to go somewhere, you'd get a book,
do you know what I mean? Like
photocopy.
Photocopy set
Or was
things
I
for a
just
book,
poor?
but I was still always use it. What did you say?
Or
was
I
I
just
just poor?
poor.
Oh, I
used
thought
to-
she said for porn.
we used to have like an old school computer. I think I still do have it in my attic somewhere, and it was like one of the first computers.
91.
Yeah,
Yeah,
91.
one of the first
91.
ones, so I was just poor. So we used to have like one of the computers, like, but it was like one of the first ones from like the 70s, 80s, and just to put like Microsoft Word on, you had to use a floppy disk. Like each program is a floppy
Yeah.
disk,
Yeah.
and it was like the deadest thing. But I used to have it. I used to have it set it up for
Floppy
quirkiness.
disk?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
We'll never know. But I used to literally set it up for quirkiness and just be like do a type away and think I was dead high tech with it. And I'm looking back at it now, I was like, am I alright? There's like some pure ET alien on the screen in like 5 pixels. Like,
That's actually, you've been giving me flashbacks because my school used to sell floppy disks up until, I leave school now, up until like 2010. They were still
2010?
Yeah, they were still selling floppy
Nah.
disks. You could go into like the lunchroom,
I
yeah.
finished school in 2008.
You could either, yeah. No, wait. When did
2
you
years
start?
older.
Oh, I finished. Wait, there. Did you have to stay on for 6th form?
Yeah,
and that?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They were still selling floppy disks in the lunch where you could buy.
Not even CDs.
That's
No,
mad
you could
though,
buy
'cause
you could
what-
buy pen drives.
What PCs would still at that in
Dell.
2010?
Yeah,
Dell.
yeah, yeah.
Floppy disk.
Fam,
They didn't even have a floppy disk thing.
They
on
did.
them,
They
did
had
they?
a floppy disk and a disk drive. Our
Swear down.
computer,
Nah,
yeah.
they did.
They did
They had
still.
they had not like one of those big ones, but you know, like
The little
like,
just
they did.
in the,
Oh,
in the
okay.
black box. The
Okay.
small, but it's only now that I don't see CD. It was about when we got into uni. That's when he started eradicating CD drives,
Yeah.
and we still needed. Up until my first year of uni, I still needed the CD drive. And when I bought my HP laptop, they're like,
It was all USB.
it's all
ports and stuff
USB.
like that,
So
yeah.
then I was like, right. I was actually looking to buy an extension because there were set things that I needed to transfer over.
CDs.
But, yeah, or floppy disk. That I was still using floppy disk. Nah, it's about
Floppy disk, you know, 2010.
I was still using floppy disk to save everything.
Hello.
Like I've got bare floppy disks in my house, like from school.
But how many things can you save on a floppy disk though?
Yo, you can save quite a bit on a floppy disk.
Oh, can you?
Yeah,
Say
you can.
1 gigabyte or something.
Like floppy disk. Do you know what is shit about floppy disks? The breaking and stuff.
Yeah, when
So
you put it in.
yeah,
That's mad.
floppy disk, man.
Do you remember the little paper clip that used to always appear when you was on the WordPad?
Oh, yeah.
That's a generational thing, Shula.
That's Windows, when it used to have the eyes.
Yeah,
Fam.
the paper clip
And
with
you
the
just
eyes.
appear out of nowhere, like, how can I help?
It's saying 118 gig of floppy disk capacity.
108. That's big.
That's a
quite
lot.
big.
That's big.
For one floppy disk.
Yeah.
Yo, they were
That's a big
revolutionary.
thing.
Mad.
Ahead of the time. and that.
Way ahead of the
Shit.
time. But anyway, going back to the music thing. So when you were like 14 onwards,
Yeah.
what was your musical kind of sound? Like, what was you into? Like, what kind of music were you trying to make?
I'd say like pop.
Pop?
Yeah, like not so much like R&B influenced pop.
Okay,
Do you know what I mean?
some examples.
Like,
who?
I don't know.
Why didn't you get on the funky house wave, man?
I did do funky
keep
house.
going
I did like a
with
funky
the
house song,
lights
and then I did someone like. I sent someone an acapella. They did like a bassline thing. I used to do bassline 29.
From a baseline 29.
Wow,
And
yeah,
niche.
absolutely. I used to perform there and that. So like I had like other songs, but I think like I wanted to be like look like a pop star, be a pop star.
God.
All that
What, like
shit.
a Britney Spears kind of?
No, not like a Britney
No,
Spears. but, like,
Estelle.
no, like a
You
Beyonce.
can
Like
be my
I think
American
every girl
boy.
wants to just aspire to be Beyonce at that
Beyonce,
age.
yeah.
right?
We don't want Beyonce.
No, but every girl at that
We
age
don't want
aspires to be
Beyonce. We
Beyonce.
don't want Beyonce. We don't want it.
It's funny though
We
because
want
like
Estelle, Malik.
growing up,
Who's
like,
Malik?
you see, like,
Malika,
Oh, the Crazy
we need
Cousins one.
Egypt in the morning. We don't need Yons. We don't need it.
Do you mean if Beyonce started to do a funky house?
Fam, if
She would kill it. She
Oh,
would kill it.
boy.
I think it'd be so sick.
If Beyonce said she was headlining something in Nafet, man would be like,
Imagine Beyonce featuring Crazy Cousins.
That would actually be
that
so
would
sick.
actually be hard.
That would actually be
Hey.
sick. That would actually be
Hey,
sick.
Jacob, email Beyonce after this.
Nah, sweet. You start sending the samples and stuff.
If it actually does happen though, like I want credit. I want
Why?
some kind of percentage from that to happen.
Fam,
We'll make it happen.
if anyone could bring Funky House back, Beyonce could bring it back.
She could.
That's
She
what
has
I'm
that
saying.
Like,
influence.
yeah.
She has that influence. Yeah. She was. Well, not she was. She still is like that big. Where
She's basically female MJ at this point in this generation.
I don't know, you know.
No,
I
for this, I wouldn't say like.
do-
No, I'm not saying like that. I'm just saying like for this generation. Like, imagine when Beyonce dies.
Okay.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Do you get me?
Who's your perspective of that?
what?
Who do you think? So you said Beyonce is your female version of Michael
No,
Jackson.
I'm just saying like in terms of like showmanship when she performs or sort like she puts on a show. Like
Okay.
she's got like we was trying to think the other day. You know, like the versus battle.
Yeah.
Who could you get to versus Beyonce?
I'm not gonna lie, I'll throw Adele in there.
Okay, but let's just look at stuff like
Even Jacob's like,
as soon as she- no,
yo,
no, no.
yeah.
I'm not saying vocal ability. I'm just saying like the actual
The overall.
musical repertoire. Like what catalogue does Adele have compared
Okay.
to Beyonce and Destiny's Child?
if we was gonna do it, and we're gonna do it with catalogue, back-to-back hits, and it has to be showmanship. I'm gonna throw 3 people in there, and it's gonna be fire. So if you're gonna throw, these are the people that can touch it. One, it has to be Lady Gaga.
Yeah. She has that popularity. Maybe
as
not
soon
for
as she
us,
starts
but
singing Destiny's Child, then,
No,
But
but
then-
that's a collective.
yeah, you'd have
It
to.
doesn't matter. She does that anyway at a concert. She always does those little. Yeah, let's be honest. It was never a band. It was Beyonce and 3 backup
Hey.
singers.
But it's like that for everyone though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So like Beyonce could always sing them songs
Yeah, but if
because
you're
she
doing, like,
does.
If you're gonna do like a Beyonce kind of versus thing, I think you'd have to separate the
Do you
Destiny
know what I
Child
think
from
would
it.
be the sickest versus battle for Beyonce? Beyonce versus Jay-Z.
No.
Who's the best out of the bit?
Do you think-
No, you know.
For catalogue, let's think about
it's-
that
you-
because they've both been doing music just as long as each other. You've got to remember this girl has got Destiny's Child.
But you
right
need
there.
to think it's a whole completely different versus.
Yeah, I was
The
gonna
only
say the
person-
genres are too different to compare. I feel like you need to.
if you did, but I mean, like banger for banger, that would be a sick competition if you was.
If you're gonna do banger
banger
for banger like that,
yeah.
who has the similar kind of music as well, has to be Drake.
Yeah, that
has
would be
to
a
be.
sick
Yeah,
one.
I think
That
Drake
be a
would
sick
win.
one.
Drake
Now, but
versus
can Drake sing
Beyonce.
live?
You can sing.
I mean, he can sing. But can he sing? I know what you're saying.
You can sing.
Beyonce has to give him a whole choreo and everything. You know she'll walk in there with like 10 dancers.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie, there's a
Minimum.
couple man who could that could actually sling it to Beyonce.
But
If Beyonce was in a versus battle, there'd be 10 dancers minimum, and she'd have at least 4 outfit changes.
Yeah,
throughout
but
the whole
then
thing, and
we
you
just
know
need
she
to
was-
get Chris Brown, and Chris Brown will
Brown versus Usher.
Chris Brown will be doing Pop It Lock It.
They
did
did
all this.
They did that on No Signal, and Usher wiped the floor.
Yeah,
Chris Brown,
because he's got catalogue.
yeah, Chris Brown can't chat to Usher like that. Chris Brown's a small
But
man.
vocal
for Usher.
ability, like if they weren't even singing their songs, like if they just had like a riff off,
I still think Usher's a better singer
that'd
than
be
Chris
beautiful.
Brown.
No, but it'd be a beautiful riff off though.
It would be, but I feel like Chris Brown's good, but he has the whole, the dancing, the
Yeah.
look.
But Usher
the-
was the original. 'cause
I know, that's what I'm
Usher
saying.
Did the U-turn, you get me?
Put your hands up, bend your
Yeah.
knees from front. No, I'm not gonna do the whole dance. But no, but Usher,
Yes, you are.
But Usher, I think Usher is clear of Chris Brown.
Usher
Chris
Raymond the third. Are you sure?
Usher's clear of Chris Brown.
Nah, he's not, you know.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think so.
He
I don't
is.
know. My
Banger
beat
for banger.
Rihanna and we
Chris
still
Brown.
like just...
Usher over Chris
Okay.
Brown.
I don't know,
All
you know.
day.
That
Banger for banger.
Chris Brown is too hard.
No.
But then
when they did the no signal thing in lockdown and they went through catalogs banger for banger, there was so many that Usher didn't even like.
Yeah, there's like Usher's got like let's
There's
think
so
about
many,
Usher
like-
goes way back.
Yeah,
You make
there's
me
so
want-
many that
Where's
we're
that
not.
one?
Summer Walker's like entire career
What's that, Summer
started off
Walker?
no, like let's be honest, it started off an Usher sample.
Did it really?
Oh, that
Kind
track,
of.
yeah,
Well,
come
yeah,
through.
that song really like that
That's
was
on
like
the
the
album,
most
isn't it?
commercial
Yeah.
kind of like that was like where she became like a household name, let's say.
I know
Do you
you- I know what you
like
mean.
people knew about it from before then, but it was like a niche kind of.
Nah, I
Like-
think it was Summer Walker's what you're talking about, but the album that came out with that.
Yeah, but she's saying like that
That
song
one
That was
song.
propelled
the
it
track.
Yeah,
That was the
yeah,
track
yeah.
that everyone knew her for, kind of thing.
Okay.
to come through.
And then Hair Sessions
32.
oh fam, I feel like man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like it was just.
love
What I'm saying, even like most artists now use 90s music
They do.
as
That
some
is true.
samples, and that's why they slap. That's it.
It's true. But 90s music was a good genre, to be fair.
It was
'Cause-
just a better time. We'd all be married with kids. Let's be honest.
To be honest, if we were in the
100%.
night, yeah,
We'd all be
I'd have at least 5. I think I'd have 5 now.
Five, you know.
Yeah, I would have 5 kids.
We'd all be deeply in love, like deeply in love, like.
But don't you think, I always look at like 90s like films. I love 90s films. I think they're undefeated. But I'm not attracted to that many 90s women. Like, I don't know. I'm happy.
Because you just like fots, that's why.
Jeez, like, I have my first crushes that will never beat me. Nia Long and Stacey Dash.
Okay.
Stacey Dash.
And why is that? Like, can you remember the first time you saw them?
Yeah,
babe?
so I can remember it. I can actually remember it, man. I'll tell you the first time I saw
Was
Stacey
it love
Dash.
at first sight?
No, for real. Because, fam, I was watching Clueless.
Clueless, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, like,
I used to
fam,
love
back
it,
then I was
Clueless.
young, so I
That
never saw
checkered
black
skirt.
people like
Yeah, but
that.
even that's what I'm saying. I used to be like, I want to be here so bad.
Yeah, man. And I was like, yo, and I don't know about box braids like that. And I was thinking, yo, shit.
See this one, yeah?
Okay, now let's break it down. Okay, what most of what my girl was wearing, a little bit. You get me?
What you mean?
Like 90s style. In what I'm talking about, it's like Aaliyah bag, like the baggy clothes. Like they didn't have to do
That's
much
early
to be-
millennium,
No.
innit?
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like Clueless is about just as old.
I thought it was Clues, 1993, 94.
That's what I'm saying. So it's
Was
just
it?
not just as old. Do you know what I mean? So I'm saying, like, the end of the day, like she was wearing like skinny skinny.
She wasn't.
No, wasn't she wearing them plaid checkers?
Plaid checker
thing?
skirts with
Yeah.
high,
Yeah,
high,
and
high
then-
socks
Oh, yeah,
and high heels,
yeah.
And then-
okay.
spandex, and that's it.
Britney Spears, hit me baby one more time,
It
kind
was
of
them
look.
vibes.
She got me too.
See?
She got me.
See?
No.
Thoughts?
Britney.
No,
Bust
Britney.
down,
Britney. No, she wasn't. She wasn't
Yes,
Tatiana. She was like, my holy
No,
mess.
but that's why.
Killing me.
That's because of that's why I screamed for Britney, man. Because like that's what she was marketed as.
Yo, but so if we're talking about this, okay, now we're talking about the music industry and sex.
Yeah,
Sex sells.
it needs to be done.
But
Yeah,
it was like you're talking about now at that time, because at that time,
it's always
your
been
look-
done since like the dawn of time.
I don't know now, because you could be dead looking now and have an amazing voice and have commercial success, but back then,
Still pushes it now.
To a
not
degree.
as much.
To a degree, because like look at
You're about to make some dead things now.
No, I'm saying look at what's the name, Jessie from Little Mix.
Yo,
Yeah.
Jessie.
the one who got
I
bullied.
never from day dot she was never like morbidly obese or anything like
she
that.
wasn't, she wasn't.
Like
No,
there was if in the real world she wouldn't actually be really bullied. Let's be honest, she's a
Yeah, I
pretty
know
girl.
what
Like
you
she's
mean.
always been a pretty girl. Do you know what I mean? But like pressure society when you're in when you're in any industry, it's not just the music industry. If you're in any industry, you're as like, especially for women, there's a lot of pressure to look a certain way and to be a certain way. So, like, what you might call, what I might call that might be something that you call back. Do you know what I mean? But like, it doesn't matter which way we get, like, which way any girl comes into the industry, she always ends up having to change. Like, you always end up having to lose weight. You always end up having to look like a certain way. So by the end of it, like, come 20 years time, if we carry on the way that we're carrying on, I'd say like a majority of girls are all just gonna look like Stepford wives, all the same. Like,
They're gonna look like what?
A majority of girls are gonna look like Stepford wives.
I don't know what that is.
Like prim and proper. Like they're just all gonna look the same. Like
manufactured.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And just like.
What they called Stepford wives?
Yeah. Like, I know what image you're talking about. Like,
don't you think that's the Scouse look though? Because I only see that in Liverpool. Yeah, I'm like, right.
Yeah,
just in Liverpool though.
On a night out, yeah. Because
Liverpool
we take
and
pride
London.
Yeah,
I don't see it anywhere. And
nah, you see it everywhere.
You see it everywhere. You can go
It just
Newcastle.
depends on the type of girl. Like even I know tomboys. Like, I'm a tomboy, but on a night out, you would never ever assume it. That's a Stepford wife.
A what? Let me see.
But this is based in 1975.
But no, but it's just
it's like
just
the
a
same.
reference.
Yeah.
Like,
What's it called?
Stepford wives.
It's just a turn of phrase.
Okay, but don't you think because that was a thing back then because it was in fashion?
But that's what I'm saying. So like at some point, like if you look at Kylie Jenner's face and look at a majority, like look at a majority of girls' faces on Instagram, and then look at Kylie Jenner's face, and it looks like they all went the same surgeon.
So,
you know what I mean?
so I was gonna
yeah.
say this when you went to America. Okay, so for you, I was kind of disappointed because not disappointed. Let me rephrase.
I was disappointed.
Okay,
I was heavily disappointed
because you don't look like what you see on Instagram.
It's proper. It's good from far, but far from good.
Yeah.
What a bar!
It is, and I thought so. I genuinely feel like Instagram makes the world look like a smaller population.
Yeah.
So then you feel like
bubble,
everyone looks like that. So you see what you want to see. But then when I actually went out there, I was like, this is America.
Right. So when I was in Miami, right? So imagine what you see about Miami in like the media and stuff. It's always like, oh, beach body and do you know what I mean? Like you've got to look at Dr. Miami. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone looks the same way and they're perfect. So like when I was going, I was like, oh my god, I'm not even like beach body ready. Like bear in mind, I was about 7 stone heavier than I am now. So I was like, like, do you know what I mean? Like I'm just not going to enjoy this. I got there like say 3:00 in the afternoon. We've put our bags in and we've got changed quickly. And I was like, I'm starving, let's go for something to eat, obviously.
Okay,
so
baby.
we come out. I'm wearing shorts because I'm fucking sweating already. So I'm wearing shorts. I'm like, I don't care, nobody's going to see me and take the piss. I'm in America. Do you know what I mean? It's the land of obesity. I step out of the place, yeah. Like 3 people asked me on the way to go get food, what gym do I work at? And I was literally to my friend, like, I am not going home. I am not going home. I literally was like, I'm never going. I'm in shape. I found my home. This is my home. These are my people. Like,
well, so what you
I was gassed. Like, gassed.
See, so this is what I said to you. It was like, it's not what they make out it to be on Instagram. I thought, right, when I was going to New York, I thought, right, it's either going to be people who are wham or they're going to look rich and expensive. I got that.
You can see that, like, from far, like, when you see girls on the beach, I can be like, oh my god, like, I can appreciate a good girl, like, like a good looking girl, during so I'll be like, oh my god, she's banging it. And then, like, say she gets closer or, like, we got closer to her, we'd be like, oh my god, like, what the hell? And, like you can just see where all the work's been done. Like their faces have got like pure pizza face because they're just on the beach all day in full face of makeup. Like, do you know what I mean? Just simple things like that. You know, just things that you just don't think of. Do you know what I mean? And I was just like, this is mad. Partying, like every day is a party day in America. Just every day of the week because it's just a tourist attraction in it. So it's crazy when you think about it. Like when we was there, we even met people from the UK, like boys and girls, and like the boys were even saying like, once we got here, because they've been to like New York, Vegas, like they've done like a whole big trip, and they were like, we can't wait to get home. Like we realised like we are winning in the UK.
I said this. I said this.
Of all, I was like of all girls, like our girls are winning. And I was like, nah, for real. I was like, I legit thought like I would see like pure banging. Even the guys, there was like, not one guy. I was like on the beach every day by where you do all the pull-ups and everything, and I was just like, you're not the one for me. Fam, I said this when I come.
I know you said that. I couldn't believe when you said
like,
it.
When I went, do you know what's funny? Fam, I was getting eyed off by some of these things. I was thinking, not me and you.
And we was like, do you know what though? Do you know what killed off the whole time I was there though? like, we got there, and you know, like, when you just put the TV on for background music or whatever, so we've just put the TV on as soon as we've gone in, and, like, it was just 3 o'clock in the casual, everyday, daytime TV, yeah? And something normal was on, then, like, it cut to the adverts, the way American adverts are. Next thing, I just hear this advert, I'm here living with HIV. And then it was like, no. Then it started dropping stats on the bitch. I was like, 3 in 5 Americans are living a healthy life of HIV thanks to this medicine. I was like, I am not touching nobody. I'm not even sharing a straw with a bitch. What you on about? 3 in 5. That's over 50%. That's 60%.
Yeah,
that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. I never saw no commercials, but bear in mind, I wasn't in those to see TV like that. So
no, but like it was just like as soon as it was like at the start of the holiday. So any guy that came close to me, I was like,
see, I wanna go. I wanna go out to see if I can get like some nice black Jones out there and be like, yo, I'm from London. not even Liverpool.
This guy's not even from London.
London.
I'm from London.
From London, baby.
My friend like some guy out there though, like they was dating because we was out there for about a month.
Yeah.
So like he was taking her on dates and stuff, and then she was like, you know what, like tonight might be the night, but like obviously I need to get protection and stuff. We went to Walgreens.
What's Walgreens?
It's like they're Aztec.
Oh, okay.
So we went there. $50 for a pack of condoms. I was like, girl, you should have hit up the broke. Like, are you mad?
$50?
Like, I was like, no wonder everyone's got fucking HIV. They can't fucking afford condoms.
Yeah,
Are you
that's
mad?
a bit mad.
Did you cook food out there?
Yeah, you can't find seasoning nowhere.
Yes, but what did you think of the produce? It tasted funny. I think they're killing people out there with something.
We went out there now because when we was like in the shopping like bit, we couldn't find any kind of seasoning. It was just meat rub, and I was like, why does my meat need lotion? Like I didn't understand it, and it was like the rub was for like fish, chicken, pork. Like it was just like, what seasoning goes on all type of meat? What is that? Yeah. So I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So then we ended up just going to get like, you know, like chips and like, you know, from the freezer bit.
Yeah.
No, we actually are winning here. Like I
the food's not that great though.
The food's not. I think like, Instagram sold dreams.
We had Chinese food over there. I was like, this is absolutely crap. The steaks were bang bang because their minimum steak like is 20 Oz. Ours is 8. Yeah.
The minimum. That's why people are so big there. The portions and everything is just huge.
Huge.
But then, not gonna lie, yeah, fam, I enjoyed some of the portion sizes, especially when I went for like pancakes and stuff. For like 3 days, having pancakes every day.
I don't even like the pancakes. The pancakes are dead.
Every place that we went to, they used like a different because we plotted where we was going. So it was like each one had their own specialty kind of pancakes, and like it was decent. And like there was one, I think they used, I don't know what flour that they used, but these things come out thick. I might ate it now. I'm like,
Mom was asleep.
But there's one thing, if I ever go back again, I know I won't eat pork out there. I think I'll only keep my food to like, not a bare minimum, but there's 7, because I got food poisoning. When I eat pork, I won't eat chicken. Don't even think I'll eat meat. I have the best calamari in my life over there.
We lived on like mac and cheese. We had this one Caribbean spot. It wasn't even like Caribbean, it was like Trini food. Yeah. Banging. It was just, oh my God, it was everything. Like, I was absolutely crying every time I went there, like to the point where like you could get King of Diamond tickets from that place.
Oh, serious?
To the point where like at the end of it, they were like, here's some free tickets. We were just like, oh thanks.
What's the strip clubs and stuff like that out there?
The strip clubs are sick. Yeah. Like, I just like going out. I don't know what it's like for boys, because we were saying this, like for a girl in America, I don't even know. I could go to America with like £5 spent. It was a struggle for me to spend money. I can't even lie.
Why would people just everything free?
Because we're
like,
from the UK.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I know I'm not an ugly girl, do you know what I mean? So it wasn't like that. But like, I'd go for a meal or something. Like, we'd go for a meal, and then we'd go to pay the bill. And then they'd be like, the bill's been taken care of by them gentlemen over there. And they'd just be like, okay, thanks, bye.
That's sick. What? So they just pay it and then you just get off?
Yeah.
They wouldn't even
obviously,
like...
I think they was expecting us to come over.
Yeah, I know that.
You don't know how I roll.
They wanted that pussy.
That's why you should have made sure that you should have confirmed that before you paid.
Nah, for real,
because you can't just be paying for anybody anyhow and then just...
I can't do that, you know.
And stuff, yeah.
I can't go and send someone a drink. That's from him.
There was some guy, and like the way he spoke and the way he walked is rather feminine.
Okay.
So like I may have assumed that he was gay, and we were speaking to him outside like some club. And I'll never forget this because it was the funniest experience ever. Because I was like, we exchanged Instas and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, where are you going tonight?" We was like, "We're just, you know what I mean? We're just gonna see how it goes." Blah blah. We never really spoke one. And then like 2 days later, he messaged like my friend on Instagram, like, "Oh, what are you up to tonight? Let's go for some food." And then we was like, "Oh yeah, cool." And then he was like, when we got there, he brought like 3 of his friends. Bear in mind, there's only 2 of us, so I was like, So there's like 3 of his friends, and then they were like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll pay for everything." So I was like, let's show them how the UK roll, shall we? Finesse. So then we was put it this way, we ordered that many drinks and everything. Yeah, I was ordering sides for days. I didn't even want them.
Not so sad for days.
But like didn't he check you and put you in place at
No, he was like, order whatever you want.
Not gonna lie, I don't think I'll be like, yo, relax.
No, you know, like when you just tell someone's attitude, they were being proper too cocky with it, and I was just like, I don't like them. Like, I don't like the fact that we're with them. Like, I just didn't like the vibe. So I was like, no. Let's teach them a lesson. So yeah, let's fill up our tummies. Let's get nice and drunk. And then, because we already knew the plan, do you know what I mean? So then, by the end of it, between 3 of them, they had to pay card and cash.
Fam, that bill must have been a mazza.
And then,
I know,
then he turns around and goes, yeah, so like, shall we get condoms and meet you back at your place? And we was like, well.
That's how American people roll, man.
We was like, well, the thing is, we're going to an Airbnb tomorrow and we've actually got to go meet the landlord like 10 minutes ago. So you go to the shop, get your condoms and whatever, and we'll meet you on the corner of like 4th Avenue. Do you get me? And then we just bounced. I'm just like, we obviously we were getting no keys. They didn't know where we were staying.
Oh man,
So we just avoided 4th Avenue the whole time we were there, and then we actually got a new Airbnb later. So.
Oh man,
that's so funny.
Did you see that? Tweet that was viral? Where the black guy, he took it was like, say like this guy and a girl went on a date, and he took a photo of her on Facebook, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm going on my first date." Takes a photo. She takes a photo saying, "I can't believe I just finessed this nigga."
That's actually
so I love to see it.
So everyone's like, "Rah!" So, but he was like, "Are you being serious?" So the thing went viral. Like he was like, "I'm nervous. I can't believe I'm going on a date with this girl." She's sitting there ordering her food. He's taking the photo.
That's so
cool. He was like, "I'll just do the same."
Himself?
So it's like me and you went on a date.
Oh, my thing.
I take a photo of you. I take a photo of you.
Like it's like me go. It's like you go like me go, and this is the one, and you snapping at the same time like this bitch. Like I just do you know what I mean? Like,
but she did it like, "I can't believe I just finessed this nigga." Then it went viral. That someone was like, "This girl took this photo of you in it," and then he was like, "Oh shit!" But he came out in a vest, and he had a white wife beater, and then
was it on his date?
No. So this is on his date. But he was like,
"Is he Terry Crews?"
Wait. The girl said to him, the girl basically was like, "Are you free?" And he was like, "Yeah." He was like. She was like, "Let's go for food now." She's like, "Let's go for food now." He was like, "No, I've just come back from somewhere. I need to get changed in it." She's like, "It's either now or never, or it's either now or you never have me." And he's like, "Oh,
really right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Take me right now. I'm leaving."
Wow. Nah, I'm not like I'm like I don't mind like a finesse to teach a lesson, but like
see finessing. Fam.
You've been finessed before, innit?
Yeah, but I gotta smash out of it, so I don't know if
maybe you just got a prostitute.
See, man's been swindled twice, but like the first time where I'm not even heartbroken because of the thing.
No, I said my heart's broken for you though.
No, so fam, I don't want to get too into it, but the first time was, fam, it was bad, mad. No joke.
How did you get what? I
didn't even get finessed. Was hollering for a minute. Bear in mind, I didn't want to holler her.
Yeah.
Something was putting me off.
Okay.
You know what was putting me off.
I don't know which girl you're talking about.
The first one.
Keep talking about the story, no, come to me.
So something was putting me off. But I was like, you know what, yeah, you're kind of paying still. And every time she wanted to do something, mum was either busy or something, so I felt for her. Then there was one day, she's like, "Yo, what you doing?" She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm chilling. She's like, all right, do you want to go out? I was like, okay, cool. She's like, do you want to go for food? I'm like, I'm not hungry, but we can drink in it. She's like, calm.
This touched him deep.
Yo, touch you because I'm living it up in my head again. She's like, I'll come to the flat. She came to the flat. Nah, calm. Took her to... Well, okay, I don't want to get too into it because then so people know.
It's a safe space.
Yo, you can hold my hand whenever you want,
You can tell us anything. It's
I'll
fine.
tell you everything.
Space.
So, man took her like 5 different... Yo, we hit up bars. But like, I always have a great first dater. Like, this is not the catfish. This is not the catfish.
Okay.
I can't say this.
I can relax now.
Okay. So we went like 5 different bars, but like when I mean like man like racked up P, like but like she didn't even offer once.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah. What I mean?
That's
No, but like it wasn't even like. Well, we did bougie in it. Like I'm not really asked about P when it comes to dates. Like I always do
I
stuff.
get that, but still, like it's not even just to offer. Like it just shows. Like,
If she offers, I'll be like, no, baby.
Like, if I offer, no, but like I don't mean like just offer, like just do the fake thing, like that.
Yeah.
That like if I offer, like I'm genuinely looking to buy it.
Fam.
Like if
Especially
you,
if it's like
just
5
in case,
bars.
imagine
5
God forbid you was
bars.
imagine you see those pictures where they do the fake grab and imagine just that one time he goes, go on then big licks.
If she paid for the first drink, I'll make sure she won't pay for anything ever, like throughout the whole thing.
He was gonna say
No, not ever again.
Never again.
But she thought like was like, you know what, I'll pick up one. I'll be like, you know what, it's calm, and then she wouldn't need to pay for nothing. But we literally went to like, but the 5 gaffs we went to, it was some serious gaffs. So like each place was like we was having like 3 drinks. So at the end of it, we was smashed. But the sex was fantastic.
Fantastic.
It was fam, when I mean as soon as she got to the gaff and man just got away. it was
Was it A1?
It was actually A1. It actually was.
Could you feel the walls?
As your lawyer, be careful what you say next.
Yeah. No, I think you're thinking about. You know,
I know
the
who
one.
you're talking about.
You're thinking about someone else.
No, he just means in general.
Just in general.
Oh, okay.
Pleads the fifth.
No,
Pleads the fifth.
it was with the P.
Oh, was it?
I can hands down say
Do you know
that.
what? Hats off you to you, girl.
There's
Hats
5
off
dates
to you.
or 5 gal I've
$1
whacked.
million pussy.
Fam, it wasn't even the pussy. It was the whole.
$1 million pussy.
It was the theatrics leading up to it. It was like,
Was
wait,
it?
yeah,
Was it the tension?
man lost his soul a couple of times. You
You said she gave it back.
I said he lost his soul, you know.
Sometimes, like she gave it back and she snatched it
She
again.
snatched it, man, fam.
Oi.
Hats off to you, girl.
Oi.
Smashed it.
She actually smashed it.
Them cocktails.
But taking it to,
Yeah.
so keeping it on the same theme, but taking it to the music, something like to the music. Something you said earlier when you were saying like when women or girls or maybe for yourself, when you enter like the music scene and you feel like
Sex sells.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah,
For
so-
females, yeah.
So did you feel pressured? Did you feel like you had to be a certain way to try and be like,
I
this
got
is
into
me?
music because of sex.
You got into music because of sex?
Yeah.
Okay, elaborate on that.
So like when I was like 19, a picture of me went round sucking some dick.
Sorry.
And I was like, no. It was like my first like real relationship, like adult relationship kind of thing. Like when I was in uni, the guy owed me money and everything, and it was like he just went ghost. And then I was like, it wasn't even like an argument because like I was thinking no, because I want my money back. Do you know what I mean? So I was trying to play it like cool. So I was just like, oh, I'm not stressing you. I just want to know like, have you got it yet? Do you know what I mean? Like one of them. And then next thing, like, so what people don't know, especially in Liverpool, like, because it got released at 2 different times. So in London, a week.
Sorry, when you say 2 different times, man did like a release
zone.
date?
Yeah.
Rah.
like for different cities and that. It was mad. So like basically like what he did was like where I went to uni, like at the time Tinchy Strada went to my uni, and like I was like the generation after him kind of thing. So it was like a big hype. Like everybody who was anybody went to that university.
What uni was it?
UBL at the like it's
Tinchy Strada went to uni?
Yeah, he's got a degree,
it's that
music
university.
production and all stuff like that.
And then so he owed me money. I've asked him about it, whatever. Then like about a week later, I get a phone call. My friends are like, "Do not leave your flat right now." And I'm like, "Why?" And they were like, just don't come out today." And I was like, "No, I need to know why."
Yeah.
So I came out, like, come out like my door expecting to see something. No one's there. So I'm just like, what are they on about? So like I'm just thinking, oh, the weather must be bad or something. So as I've come out my flat, I've come like out of the actual block where I live, because I lived on campus. And as I'm walking past on campus, I just see like there's like this hall, and it's not like a hall, it's like a student bar.
Yeah.
But like it's like 3 parts glass, so like 3 of the walls are glass, so you can see right in. And one of the walls there, he actually took time out to print out pictures.
Oh my God.
And
What a
stick
guy.
them all over the university.
Why would he do that though?
But he was
Over
on
money?
camera doing that as well.
I don't think he actually did it, you know, because like about like a couple of days later he was like back with his ex kind of thing. So I don't know if it was like a thing that they both. I still don't know. I don't even want to know. Do you know what I mean? So like,
How old was man?
What?
How old was he at the time?
Well, he'd been in uni for about 20 years. I'm not even joking. He was thick as... I was helping him with his work and everything, do you know what I mean? That's why I was like, what a slap to the face, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, I think he was like 23, 24. I'm like 19 at the time. And then, yeah, so it was like stuck around the uni, me classes, the halls, just everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere. So I was like, oh my God, like this is what my friends were about. So then...
Around uni, you know.
That's mad.
That's mad.
I was like, nah, I can't even be bothered with this. I spoke to somebody at the university. The university were like, oh, well, your best bet is because bear in mind, revenge porn wasn't even a thing at this point.
Yeah.
So
Now
like
it's
my
quite big,
uni,
innit?
my uni was like, well, the best thing you can do is just leave.
What kind of advice is that?
That's what they said.
Their
They were
advice was for you to just leave
They were
the
like,
uni?
we can like we'll wipe your debt with us and you can just leave.
What?
Because it's a court case. That's a whole court case.
So
Let's think about
is it
for
because
them.
they didn't want to have like that associated with that
Yeah.
university?
So then they were like, you could just leave, and I was just like, well, my debt's wiped. My debt with them is wiped. So like, not my student loan debt, but like any rents, like anything like that I owed them was just wiped. And I think I had like for like books and stuff, because my student loan was late coming in and everything. So I think I had about $2,000 or something, and I was paying it off. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it. Fuck it, yeah. Because at that point, everybody's laughing at me. It's been spread around London, and I just couldn't be bothered. So then I come back home, and I'm just like,
I would have took my man to court though, you know.
I'm chilling for like at home for like about a month or whatever. Then next thing I get a message off him on Facebook like, oh, you think you're cushy? Watch what happens tomorrow.
So
And
it
I
was
just
him?
like, what?
It was him?
I don't know, because it could have been, this is what I'm saying, like, it could have been any, like, hair off of his Facebook account. It was Facebook days and stuff like that.
You
so,
think
like,
you're cushy?
yeah, like, and I was
mad.
just like, what do you mean, wait for tomorrow? So then, like, next thing, I just saw, like, a screen, because it was Blackberry days, like,
Yeah.
I was added into a group on, like, Blackberry. So I was like, what's this? Clicked on it, there's the picture. I was like, nah.
That's
I
actually
haven't
mad.
got time for this. Then it got spread, it went around Liverpool like wildfire. And then obviously I had to tell my mum then and my dad and like my family and stuff before it got to them. So like I thought I was being like a proper grown up about it, do you know what I mean? I was sweating it. And then like I told like my dad and everyone, they all like disowned me, like my own family started spreading it around and stuff like that. And but like my mum's opinion is the only one I cared about that like even to this day. So I was like, okay, like, how do I say this to mum? So like I was panicking, pacing, and then I've come down, I've told her, and my mum was just like, is your makeup on the picture? And I was like, yeah, why? Like sobbing, like, yeah, why? And then she was like, don't know what you worried about then. And I was just like all the relief, just like, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, thank you so much for like not even caring, even if you didn't see it, do you know what I mean? And but like to this day, she like, if anyone sent it, like she still won't look at it, because I
Wait,
asked her
the
not
people
to.
send her?
Yeah, loads of people.
What?
That's my.
You could have took this way bigger than what it was.
No,
you
but
know?
do you know what? Do you know what I think about it? When I think about it, because I was watching this on Netflix the other day. Like, there's that could happen to so many girls, and they could have committed suicide because of stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
All sorts.
But then obviously, like, so it came to a point where everyone was just taking the piss out of me, calling me slag, calling me this, calling me that, right? And I was thinking, well, no, that's the first ever boyfriend I've ever had, and I'm getting a name for it. Like, I couldn't be bothered with it. So then it got to what my mum was just like, don't ever let them see you sad. So then everyone was messaging me and like, oh, have you seen that picture of you? And I'd be like, yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Like, I just wouldn't let them see me sad kind of thing. And then about 2 years later, it kept on getting dragged up over and over again, and I just couldn't be bothered reliving through it and again and again. So I was just constantly in fear of it, and so I thought, no, I need to take control of this. And then that's when I started the idea for the sex tape then, because I was like, I'm just going to start saying sex tape dropping soon. And then everybody started messaging me like, oh my God, you're so brave for going into porn. And I was just like, I'm just not even going to say anything. I'm just going to let them think with you what I think. And then like the first day, like I dropped my EP, everyone was waiting on it clearly because I saw how many people clicked on that bad boy. You know what I mean? And then,
that's clever though.
Yeah,
so
that's how I did it.
You turned the travesty into like a marketing
but still, people wanted to see the sex tape. Like, you've now become...
Then EP, like, the second part of me EP came round, and I was like, okay, how do I, like, rebrand and stuff like that? So then I started the OnlyFans, and it was just, like, me, like, dancing to my own music.
Oh, man.
Josh is so disappointed. This was
like, to the point where, like, people were, like, commenting, like, touche, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, this is a sick marketing idea or something like that, but it was just me basically fish, like, I wasn't even nude or not on my timeline and stuff like that. I'd just be like, me dancing to my own music, like, sex tape out soon.
I would have said, give me that refund quick.
No, but that is clever, because obviously, like you said, some people...
But I set it bare low because I knew people would like sign up to my OnlyFans.
Like the price.
And I thought, I set the price really low. So I set the price to like I'd set it like £11, and then I did a discount so that it was like $6 or something like that, right?
Just per month, is it?
No, yeah. So I did it like it was $6 per month kind of thing, right? So then I was like, no, because then if someone complains for one, I can just turn around and be like, it's my £3. What are you stressing about? And for two, like at the end of the day, it's down to me what content I want to put up. Heads off.
It's true. They subscribe to it. They pay for
like,
it.
who's gonna stress over £3? I think on the first day, I racked up about £3 on the first day.
You smashed it. You actually smashed it.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, and I didn't even promote it or not like that. I just said I think I put it up on my Instagram, and I was just like, I've got OnlyFans, and then like that day I just racked up. Like, I don't promote it or nothing like that. I just literally did it, and I was like, okay, that money goes towards my next project. That was it.
But that's clever then. So you've taken, like I said, like I was saying before, you've taken something negative, flipped it, and then you've taken it to the positive.
Because I've got to keep on living. Like, I'm not going to be a victim. Are you mad?
Yeah, of course.
I'll be damned.
Now, obviously, at the time, you probably would have been like in a funny headspace thinking, how can I make this into a positive thing? But now,
I just thought, like, imagine if I went on, like, X Factor or, like, The Voice or something, and I was like, this is the first thing we're going to drag up in the papers. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I was just like, oh, no, I need to get some control over this. Like, I have to, because it's my life. And I'm not gonna let this define me. Are you mad? There was blogs about me, yeah, like actual forums and blogs about me. There was a whole Twitter group. I know exactly who every single person is now, but like a Twitter group of like really big influencers now, I'd say. And they'd literally sit around, they'd meet up in Cosmos and sit around, and they'd like any girl who was like bait for like the wrong reasons or like had been exposed, they used to move to them girls to see who was like gonna be the next one who can get a load of nudes out of them so they could expose them again, kind of thing. Like,
wait, lads were doing this?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And the only reason why I know is because I befriended one of them. Like, I was like his victim, but because I was like so like not nice to him, because we was like, he realised like I was just a cool person. He actually told me wagwan, and like he got kicked out the group and everything, and I was like,
no way.
You were a G.
You need to expose this afterwards. I want to know wagwan, because that's a bit nuts.
Like it was mad.
So man did it. Wait, was this Twitter days?
I don't know, but this is like Twitter days.
Like what's my man? Something. Fam, what is his name now?
Like, one guy kind of like, he told me, but like not in like a secret way, but like he just told me in a cryptic way.
Yeah.
And then like I've just thought nothing of it. I just thought, oh, he's just saying shit to say shit kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then like someone who I actually befriended and will call our friends to this day, like they still are our friends, like they turned around and was like they confirmed it, like, no, this is actually happening, like I'm the second guy that they've sent.
I think that's mad. People have a lot of time if they're making groups and they're trying to, you know, like they're trying to like basically prey on people who have
well, it was like the earliest times of social media when like cyberbullying was rife, like not so much now because there's like
2011 2012 where anything goes,
all of that stuff, do you know what I mean? Twitter after dark days, all of that shit.
It was a bit mad, it's a bit wild. When you look back at things like that, we were kind of problematic. Not I'm saying we, but like
our generation,
at that time was quite problematic, because if you do anything like that now, it'll be snapped.
I hate it now though, because you can't even. There's no such thing as freedom of speech now, because everybody gets offended. Imagine, like, you see half the people who get offended now will call out cultural appropriation. Like, I'm just like, you would never have been able to be raised in the 90s. You are definitely a 2000s baby, because there's no way. Do you know what I mean?
I'm trying to find my guy's name, because it was on the top of my head.
Like, it's always like, I was saying this the other day to my friends. So I have a black friend who calls out my white friend because my white friend gets camera.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I'm not fazed by it. I understand why she can be offended and whatnot, and what her problem is with it. Yeah. But to me, if it's just a hairstyle she likes, it's just a hairstyle she likes.
I'm a bit like that, like the whole Adele thing.
No, right. So then she turned around, so the white girl turned around and was like, oh, this is where I was like,
is this the one you told me about?
Yeah. So my friend turned around and was like, oh, it's protective styling. And I was like, babe, not for your hair, it's not. Like, you can't tell me that. What are you protected? Do you know what I mean? So I was like, you can't tell me that. Just say with your chest that you like that hairstyle. I want to have that hairstyle. So fucking, if you don't like it, don't be my friends. Fucking move on. Do you know what I mean? That's how I'd treat it if I was here. But then obviously I'm like, no, like, because if me or my black friend was to go to a job interview like that, we probably wouldn't get the job, but you probably would. Do you know what I mean? Because it's trendy on you, but ghetto on us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, it's just so. But then at the same time, my black friend is happy to call out cultural appropriation, but then we'll be sat there in like one of them like boohoo Chinese dresses with chopsticks in her hair. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that?
Just when you mention that, because obviously people don't know we are half Chinese and half black. Is
So like, it's like,
is your mum Chinese?
Yeah.
She doesn't look it.
I know.
So she's full Chinese?
No, she's like 3/4.
Wow, your mum doesn't look it.
I know, but she'll come at you with a walk, mate. I am scared of my little Bruce Lee, I can't lie. She scares like that to me. I think she's going to karate chop me anytime she gets pissed off, I can't lie.
That's funny. Because I remember seeing something that you posted. Can't remember I think it was on Facebook or something.
Yeah.
Because obviously you got Chinese.
Because there was like the whole tension about like, so remember when COVID first started, and it was like in China there was like a post about shops and people in Chinese saying no black people allowed, and they were like, oh my god, that's racist. And I was like, actually it's just ignorance, because if you actually did research, the only reason why they said no black people allowed is because they did something like they did a study on coronavirus and sickle cell and like how it correlates and stuff like that.
Who said this?
Like that's where this is where the theory came from, sickle cell.
Yeah. Are you saying this is why the Chinese people in China were black?
No, and I'm not saying like Chinese people are racist, but I'm just saying, right, for one, it wasn't the whole of China, it was one province.
Yeah. Chinese people were racist for that one.
One tiny province, do you get
it was
me?
Hong Kong, wasn't it?
No,
it was Beijing.
It wasn't even in like a main city like that.
I can't remember the name.
It begins with a G or
got,
sort of.
No, man, what they were doing is a bit sus.
So like, anyway, no, but basically the theory came from, it had something to do with sickle cell. Black people are predominantly the sickle cell. Do you get me? That's a disease that predominantly it can affect anyone, but it predominantly affects black people. So that's where the connection was, right? So my whole point was, that's not actually racism. That's just ignorance. It can be seen. It's so close to racism. It can be seen as racism, but this is how you know it's ignorance. Because if they said that, okay, now let's just forget sickle cell is only predominantly in black people. Let's say sickle cell is predominant in people with blue eyes. The signs would then read, no blue-eyed people allowed.
Right, okay. I get what you're saying.
So therefore, that's not real racism. Do you know what I mean?
So you think we're too quick to jump on where people say no black?
I just feel like people just, because because of how tense everything is and how our community can be. I just think we're not too quick to judge, because obviously there is like China and black people don't really have that kind of like connection. But I'm just saying, but like at the same time, you've just got to ask yourself if sickle cell was only in blue-eyed people or like only in black men. The signs read only blue-eyed people aren't allowed in, only black men. And if it was only black men, then would it be racist because black women would be allowed to shop on these?
I get what you're saying, but I remember seeing it and I was thinking,
and like so many people, it wasn't even that. It was because there was so many people who I knew who were like, because of what's going on in China right now, I'm gonna boycott all Chinese things over here. And I was like, well, I've never been to China and I'm Chinese. So you're basically saying to me you'll never play my music or support me because of what's going on in the country where I'm from. That's what your post is saying to me. Do you get me? And that's why I was calling out. I was just like, that an eye for an eye leaves everyone blind. Like, you can't just like that. It's the same with like blaming like white people for slavery. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't hold somebody accountable right now for slavery because like you never actually brought me over here and sold me. So I'm never gonna say around and be like, oh, because of your ancestors, because you were a different person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm probably a different person. If, let's be honest, where we are now as black people in the community, if our ancestors were given free education the way that we're given education, do you think that they would ever have missed a day of school?
Nah, they'd be way ahead. They'd be completely different.
Black people would rule the world.
They'd be completely different.
I think we all should go back. I think we all should go back.
I think that we should raise, like, I did great in school. I don't know. My mum never told me, honestly, because my mum's not black. So my mum, not that she didn't have to think about that, because she did have to think about that, because my mum experiences racism in a different way. They're completely them from what I would ever think. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you met my mum, the last thing you think is she's got a black daughter. Do you know what I mean? So she experiences racism in a way that I'll never see. But
does that mean one of your grandparents is half white, half Chinese? Okay. Your mum does not look it at all.
But like,
I feel like you can see it a little bit, but she looks mixed with Chinese.
With my hair straight, I look proper Chinese, but with my hair curly, I don't.
Right.
Fun.
You
can see it anyway. I can see it anyway.
No, but like that's all I was trying, that's my whole point. Like, you can ask as a community, can we ask my people to not raise racist children? Okay, can you stop raising our children then to not see white children as slave owners?
You can't stop that though.
Can we stop telling our children that you're gonna have to work 20 times as harder or 50 times as harder just because? No, it's true. But by the time they get into school, they've already deflated. What's the point?
I know. I get what you're saying.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. When you can understand racism, but not
I don't know, man. You have to push it from
2-3 years old. No, because my mum never did that, and I've always been interested in learning. My mum's just always said, as long as you work hard, that's it. That's all my mum said, not because of the colour of your skin. My mum's Chinese. Do you get me? My mum's never said that, ever. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I'll have to be pushing on my kids. Like, you need to think, some people stopped getting fucking slave owner money recently.
We're not like America. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the UK, we've got the privilege of, okay, we can dress like how a typical black person dresses, how we say typical black people dress, yeah? But if, like, we see a black man in a suit, we don't think nothing about it. We just think, oh, he's, like, on his way to work or blah, blah, blah.
Especially being in the Northwest as well. It's not like in London where they've got that bigger
But even in London, if you see a black man in a suit, we're just like, oh, he's probably on his way to work. He works in the city, do you get me? Yeah. In America, they're like, what is that black man do? What's that nigger doing wearing the suit? They can't win. No matter what way they dress, they can't win. They'll still be in the eyes of every person that is not black. A black person, do you know what I mean? A trouble cause, a thug, every stereotype there is. Do you get me?
That's why
I feel like as black people over here, we can't really be like, we can scream that, but like, we can never say that we understand what black people in America are going through. I've never walked out of my house and fear for my life. If I get stopped by a police officer, I don't fear for my life. Do you know what I mean? That is a privilege we hold over here. Do you know what I mean? And that's a privilege that we like. It's like we're all competing, like, who's the worst victim? Like, oh my God, we're not innocent either. okay, good, but black people are getting killed in America. Like, black people get killed over here, but not by far the amount and the volume that is over there. That's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? When it's over here, it's a big thing. It's always been a big thing. The non-racists stand with us when somebody gets killed over here who is black. Do you get me?
I don't know, you know.
It's not, no.
What do you mean stand with us, like protest?
The non-racists stand with us when black people over here die. Like, when Anthony Walker died. Do you get me? It was news, do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? But like over in America, black people are just getting shot left, right, centre, and the only reason you'll find out is because of somebody's posting it on Instagram.
But then, don't you think that's how you found out about?
Shot. It's not even in the news. Like, no, I'm saying like it'll be like some little girl, like my dad's just got shot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it'll be like and it's only if it goes viral that the rest of the world will see.
I get what you mean.
The volume over there is ridiculous. But if you get stopped by the police right now, if you got stopped on the police by the police today, right, your biggest fear is I might end up in a jail cell for the night.
Okay, so can I ask you a question? So do you feel like, okay, so you need to think, part of the news that we know now is because the viral social aspect, but that's not just America as well. I generally feel like it's like you hear whatever in your region, and then where the media can make more money out of it, that's where you get the more.
What's sexy enough to put out in the, like, during the George Floyd protests and stuff like that, how many people really actually died? Because I was seeing loads of people was dying during the protests, do you know what I mean? And no, and not once have I seen like pure outrage or outrage or say their name. I haven't seen none of them hashtags or nothing for them.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's just George Floyd because it's caught on camera and it's sexy enough for us to spin. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we'll use that for Black Lives Matter. Like,
you think he was polarised, didn't he?
Well, yeah, he was. To a sense, like, even look at Rosa Parks. If you do history, there was a young girl that stood up way before Rosa Parks.
There's people in different countries who did similar than Rosa Parks.
But the NAACP or whatever, they didn't want to use this young girl because she was a young girl and she couldn't be, like, not controlled, but like she didn't know how to present herself to the media, like as a child wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? If she was in an interview, she might get riled up and say the wrong thing, and then that's it. It's all ruined. Do you know what I mean? But they chose Rosa. Do you know what I mean? She wasn't the first person, but they just chose Rosa because she was the best person to suit for their sexy campaign. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, if we're screaming Black Lives Matter, it's got to be from the core. Like, even now, when you look at Black Lives Matter, I know, I'll hands up and tell you, I can't tell you the spokesperson for the official spokesperson for Black Lives Matter in the UK.
Thank God, this is silent.
I actually don't know.
Exactly. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But I'm sure if you go to it, so how much do we actually care about the community? Do you know what I mean? Like, how much do we actually care about the community? We want them to talk about them on the news. Is there anybody to even speak to over here that represents Black Lives Matter, or is that just an American charity? Like, do we even know where it's based? Like, do you know what I mean? All these people donating money and claiming to do all these things for this movement, but where's this movement? Who are the representatives for this movement? Nobody's doing do you know what I mean? Like, it's impossible to find them. Like, it's so hard for the UK. Do you know what I mean? Like, and even like the girls that was on the news the other day, they was actual young girls. Like, these aren't even adults. Do you think that these young girls are actually, you honestly think that young people can walk into the house and go, listen to me? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you've got to be of a certain echelon and have like a certain
stuff.
To be able to be taken seriously. You can't just walk in there. You can't just walk in there with a rally of kids. Change the world. It's just not going to work like that. And even then, change takes time. Like, slavery happened. Slavery has not long been abolished. If you look at how long the world has been alive for, and how long we've apparently been here for, kind of thing, in any sense of it, the Bible, whatever you believe in, look how long ago slavery was abolished in comparison to how long we've been here for, That's how slow change takes, and we're still fighting for our rights. Do you know what I mean? That's how slow change takes. So anybody who's like, you know what, like, I'm gonna see people who's racist now because, you know, things aren't changing. Well, you know, things take time to change. You know, like, not every racist knows they're even a racist. Did you think about that? Do you know what I mean?
Attitudes have to be taken, but I mean, we could continue talking
All day.
for all day because time's nearly ticking.
Shit.
Yeah,
I did actually.
time is flowing. So
What time is it?
Finished.
About 10 minutes left.
All right,
Yeah, we've got
go
about 10 minutes left. So we'll finish by just talking about your music and what you've got coming up and what you want to plug and stuff.
Well, I've just dropped like 3 new songs.
Yeah.
Haven't I? Bottle, Daddy, and A-List.
Bottle
Bottle
Daddy.
Daddy.
Bottle, Daddy.
Oh, sorry, I was a Bottle Daddy.
Well, you know what? Why not? Bottle, Daddy, and A-List.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're like my 3 new
What kind of
recent COVID
sound?
drops.
What kind of sound for the?
I just say
describe to the
jumpy,
people?
like vibey. Just something that you can bubble to. Have a little
Brook.
smile. Yeah, something that just put a smile on your face, you know what I mean? Like, my forte is R&B, but not everyday love making heartbreaking. Like, one of them.
So it's a bit of an upbeat vibe
Yeah,
to the
like
R&B.
a faster tempo.
Faster tempo.
Do you know what I mean?
Something that you can listen to, maybe driving car, that windows
Yeah.
down.
Or even, like, just having a little wine too.
Just not a nursery.
Well, yeah, well,
Yeah,
even if
yeah.
you want, and what? Do you know what I mean? That's a form of dance, isn't it? It's an expression.
It's an expression, yeah. But yeah, do you want to plug your socials or your music or
Paisley Bi on everything. That's
on everything?
everything
Do you
and
want to spell it for the
everything.
people just in case you can't spell?
Paisleigh and then a B.
And a B.
There's no space.
No space.
Yeah, because I've done a couple of features with people lately and like they keep on putting a space, so it's made a whole new Spotify and Apple Music profile
Oh,
for
really?
somebody who doesn't exist.
Oh,
but it's
right.
me. Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, I think that's us over and done.
Always
That's
a pleasure,
the
never
Front
a
Left
chore.
podcast.
Peace.
You know, we had a great guest here, Paisleigh Bi, who was, you know, you were. If we didn't stop you then, you were ready to talk
know.
about like.
I
Life.
want you to carry on with the whole Black Lives Matter thing, to be fair.
Yeah. Now we'll have
Because
to
you
come back.
touched up on some points where
Yeah.
I don't want to say it out vocally because I do think it is a gimmick, and I think the youth man is a whole fucking as opposed to child, and they want to see. This is what two people. No, let me just get on before we go. People
for
are not
it.
smart enough,
Yeah, they're not.
and
People who claim to be smart or woke.
are woke.
Aren't
They're not,
woke enough.
and people who are rioting, vandalizing, the government want you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because insurance premiums go up. You destroy stuff, you
It's
break
not even that.
stuff.
Look at that. Like as soon as it goes viral on the internet, you've got the racists like, see,
It's
that's
not
what
even-
we've been telling you.
Outrage porn in
Stereotypes.
this.
It's
That's what it's
like-
called.
There's money in destruction. People don't see that. They see that I'm gonna go mad and then I'm either gonna destroy where black communities are or I'm gonna try and
It's always riot in my own area and then complain that the government isn't putting money into my own area.
see what I'm
Do you
saying?
know what I mean?
Destroying rebuild.
Or I'm gonna stick it to the man and destroy what they have. They want you to destroy stuff, so then when your insurance premium goes up, when you need to pay stuff, when tax increases,
Gentrification happens.
like, and then you think, oh, why? And why they pushing us out, or why is things getting expensive? These are things like COVID. COVID is a way now. They wanted to get, people feel like, fellow, oh, I'm getting free money. It's a good way to increase tax.
Everything's paperless now.
Like,
I know
We don't
cashless
realise-
society.
You know
Cashless
comes in.
how
society.
hard it is
I can't
to
be
like
last
pay
time
by
I carried
cash. Like
cash.
I've literally got change for days.
I've got
Oh,
loads of change. I hate it when you go into places and you just
Jingling
like
all
card
over the
only.
cash.
yeah.
But yeah, I think obviously we're gonna have to get you back on because
No,
we
definitely.
can have an even broader conversation about all sorts of stuff.
Fucking, we need to talk after this pod. I need to know, man. The person that I had in, is it Dwayne Beckford? Yeah, I knew it.
We'll discuss this off the pod anyway.
With it depends what you're talking about with it.
But anyway,
That was podcast.
go on.
Find us on Instagram, Front Left Podcast. Find us on the Twitter, Front Left Pod. And we're on the YouTube as well. Search Front Left Podcast. Over and out.
Peace.
Boom.